India is facing both external and internal resistance in Kashmir. India is caught in the trap of its cunning and hypocrisy, where thousands of kilometers of its borders are under Chinese threat and Ladakh is slipping out of India's hands. There is also fierce armed resistance from local Kashmiri guerrillas internally. A Chinese newspaper showed the reality and said that if India raises a new controversy, it will be more disgraceful than 1962. Chinese newspaper Global Times has shown a mirror to India and said that if India raises a new dispute, it will be more disgraceful than 1962. Modi knows that he cannot fight China. Global Times wrote that Modi is merely trying to appease the extremists by making harsh statements and at the same time trying to calm the situation. Confusion with knife war is not good for India. India in its own country should focus on corona epidemic and economic problems. The newspaper also wrote that Indian officials want extremists to keep estimating the number of Chinese soldiers killed in Ladakh and not to reveal the number from China if the soldiers killed. If the killed number of Chinese soldiers falls below 20, the pressure on the Indian government will increase. But China released the death toll in the clashes. The Global Times added that China does not want conflict, but that doesn't mean it is afraid of Indian aggression. Meanwhile, Modi has been overwhelmed by the false statement regarding the death of Indian soldiers at the hands of China in Gulwan Valley. He is facing severe criticism in his own country. Opposition leader Rahul Gandhi has termed Narendra Modi as Surrender Modi. Remember that 20 Indian soldiers were killed at the hands of Chinese troops incursion by Chinese forces in the Gulwan Valley line of control. India first said on June 16 that 3 of its soldiers had been killed, but later on the same day it was said that 17 more wounded soldiers had also been killed. Interestingly, both China and India did not shoot a single bullet during the clash. According to the reports, the clash between the Indian and Chinese troops was fought one-to-one punches, kicks with poles and stones, which opened up the fake bravery and strength of the Indian troops. Indian Home Minister Amit Shah had earlier in the year told the local Sabah that Indian would liberate not only Pakistan occupied Kashmir, Gilgit Baltistan, but also Aksai Chin from Chinese occupation. Today, China is saying that the Gulwan Valley of Ladakh is belong to us, but Amit Shah is silent. The death of 20 soldiers is not a trivial matter. Despite this, the pride of India invading innocent Kashmiris has not awakened so far. The Lok Sabha session has not been convened. It did not try to recall the Indian ambassador from Beijing. No ordinary government official or military officer has ever said that he will show a clear answer or that he will infiltrate. It is not even said that India reverses the right to respond appropriately at any time and place of its choice. The border dispute between China and India erupted in 1959 when India secretly released maps of 3,000 kilometers of Himalaya border areas without informing China, showing much of Tibet as part of India and China's eastern part Ladakh, southern Tibet and Aksai Chin was also claimed. India published maps spot conflicts between the two countries which turned into the 1962 war 3 years later. On the one hand, India is facing defeat on the borders at the hands of China. On the other hand, it is facing tough resistance from the freedom fighters from inside occupied Kashmir. According to the details, Indian soldiers had to face many big defeats from hands of local Kashmiri Mujahideen. Shopian, Islamabad, Anantnag, in the capital Srinagar, there were 3 major clashes in which soldiers of civil Indian forces lost their lives. While in these battles, Dr. Saifullah and 2 days ago, a PhD scholar Hilal Ahmed, who recently joined the Mujahideen, joined the ranks of martyred. It is noteworthy that the Kashmiri resistance is no longer confined to the religious youth, but modern highly educated guerrillas are also waking up the minds of Indian warriors. In Pulwama, there have been at least 6 to 7 clashes in last 1 month, besides several clashes in Taral and Kuldam. In Taral, the commander of local organization Hizbul Mujahideen, Riaz Neku, was martyred. Clashes also took place in Bandipora district. In another clash, the son of freedom fighter Ashraf Sehrai was also martyred. India is facing stiff resistance both internally and externally due to its hypocritical and expansionist ambitions.